Hello YouTube, my name is AdamShifnal, and now we're going to carry on with 6th edition in mind with the Ork Codex, and now we're going to focus on the Weirdboy. The Weirdboy is the Ork Psyker. That's essentially it. He is more of a support character, but does have some offensive abilities. His psychic powers are randomly generated, and he is not confined to the special powers. Psychic powers used in the 6th edition Codex, so he doesn't get stuff like divination, telepathy, or biomancy, or anything like that. He uses the Ork psychic powers, and that's it. It hasn't been errated to say that he can. He has to. The Weirdboy is 55 points, so he's very, very cheap. He is Optical 4, Blisk Skill 2, not brilliant really, but what can you expect for an Orc? He is Strength 4, Toughness 4, 2 wounds, Initiative 3, 3 attacks, still not that bad, 3 attacks. Leadership 7, which can be affected by mob rule to make leadership 10, and a 6+ armor save. 6+ armor save is pretty damn bad. There is no armor upgrade for him, so he's stuck with that 6+ armor save, which is already going to be negated by absolutely everything. He has the independent character special rule, which is the norm for heroes. He has Furious Charge, so he's Strength 5 on the charge. He has Mob Rule, which has already been talked about. He has the War special rule, so he is subjugated by War if it is used. And he also is Psyker, which means he is Mastery level 1 Psyker simply because it only states he can only use one Psyker power. Obviously the unit composition is one Weirdboy, and he is an infantry. The only upgrade is a 30-point upgrade to upgrade him to a Warp Head, which, because the way it works is the Psychic powers are randomly generated. If he is a Warp Head, he can re-roll the Psychic power random generation result. However, you must stick with that now with the re-roll. So probably a worthwhile investment, since one of the Psychic powers is, I can't find any way of actually being useful unless you suicide and running your Weirdboy. Okay, we'll go to the Psychic powers. On the first result, if you roll a 1 on the d6, you use the Psychic power Banger, which is essentially it's a small blast right on top of the Weirdboy, which I do believe does not affect the Weirdboy, and everything underneath that small blast is Strength 6, AP 3, Pinning, because he uses the Frazzle Psychic power a bit, but instead of right, but it's right on top of the Weirdboy. Frazzle I'll talk about in a minute. Yeah, that's probably why you would want the Warp Head, simply to re-roll that result. The chances of getting a 1 and then re-rolling to get another 1 are very slim, so I'd probably recommend it, because the 30 points you probably save on keeping your actual units alive. The only use I can actually think of at Banger is if you know you've lost the combat and you're about to be run down, so you go bang, you know, try and get this result. This could save this. Well, you probably kill the rest of your unit, but you take the enemy with you. The number 2 result is Frazzle, which is obviously the one I just described. It is a 24-inch, Strength 6, AP 3 blast weapon with pinning. So it's pretty damn good. I really like this power, but it is 2, so it's probably not the most common. However, if you are in close combat and you do get the 2 result, the Weirdboy classes as a power weapon, which was errated. It is a power sword, so it's AP 3. The third result is Zap, which any unit. Oh, actually, sorry, it is 36 inch. So this 36-inch range, Strength 10, AP 2, Melter. Very, very nice. Yeah, you can't go wrong with a Melter. However, a nice big bonus is obviously you've got to choose your enemy unit. If that unit is in range, the unit is automatically hit. So Blisk Skill 2 is kind of pointless, really. However, it was errated that you cannot automatically hit zooming flyers or swooping flying monstrous creatures with Zap. That was errated, so you cannot attack flyers, which is a bit downside. So there must have been a time when you could have so people were probably spamming the hell out of these things until that was alerted. Anyways, a strength 6, a 36-inch range melter is nice because that's the only melter the Orks get. The fourth result is Warp Path, which is a nice little support bonus. All Orks in the Weirdboy's unit have +1 attack until the beginning of the next Ork turn. There's no bad side of that. The only downside is if you get it at the wrong time, you're not close combat. But like I say again, Warphead, you could re-roll that. Personally, probably wouldn't, because you might get 1. And if he doesn't do any damage to your own unit, that's nice. The fifth result is Here We Go, which is a Gate of Infinity for like Space Marines. Also, that's in Telepathy, I believe. Now I'm not entirely sure. I think it's Telepathy. Essentially, the Weirdboy and his unit is teleported, and then they Deep Strike next turn, and obviously they follow the same rules as Deep Strike. I also forgot to say about Zap is with Zap, if you're in close combat and you get the Zap result, which is the 3, that is a power weapon, obviously, which is the power sword. The Here We Go can actually be used whenever you can teleport yourself out of combat. I think it was in the Q&A within the Orc errata. It says you can literally teleport out of vehicles, you can teleport out of close combat. So it could be used as reactive and proactive. So it's good all round. The sixth result is quite useful, which is the Weirdboy essentially generates a War, which does not replace your Orc. Your Orc War, so you could still do another one, but obviously the multiple Wars are not. The effects don't stack. But this generates one instead of you having to use one. So if you had 2 Weirdboys, you know, you could essentially be using a War a turn, which is alright, since you now get Fleet. Because it's been changed, and that's essentially it for the Weirdboy. There really isn't that much for the Weirdboy. Personally, I probably wouldn't use one, simply because you've got the War Boss, you've got the Big Mech, and obviously then you've got your named characters, which I haven't even got onto yet. Although, if you are doing a small point game, I'd probably recommend them, simply because if you're doing one of those 500 point kill teams, I probably would take one. I probably just, in a friendly game, yeah, in a friendly kill team, 500 points, I'll probably take one, simply because he's got a nice little upper hand against most heroes. Although you could also take the War Boss, but that's not for this video. That's it for the Weirdboy. I think the next video I'll make will be on the named characters. I'll probably start off with at the bottom, which will be Old Zogwart, which is a named Weirdboy. So I'll probably start off with him, then work my way up to Wazdaka Gutsmack, and then go to Mad Dog Grotsnik, and then finish with the named characters with Gazgul Thraka. Thank you for watching this video, and stay tuned for the next couple of videos.